Hey, what's up? Time for OddsJam TV on a Friday at a different time because we've been busy. We are OddsJam, brought to you by OddsJam. OddsJam TV, brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. And when I mean premier, folks, I'm talking about real time. A lot of these other places lag behind. We are in real time. Click the links below for the best sports books in your state. Yes. And the OddsJam Partner Program, share that link with your friends. You get 20% of all the revenue generated from that link. Live chat is available. You got to be reasonable. Let's not put any nasty stuff out there, okay? I don't like that. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and fill out the form for the description to get a personal one-on-one tutorial on how to make $2,500 a month sports betting, or you can click on Mike's Calendly link, my Calendly link, and TikTok OddsJam_nuts with a Z. And the Discord link is below too. All right. Steve's with me. How you doing, Steve? I'm waiting for Mike to get here. I don't know what happened to him.
Going to the casino tonight, baby.
You are?
Yeah. Got tens of thousands of pesos.
And how much are pesos worth in real in American dollars?
1 peso is, or what is it? $1.20 pesos. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, look who made it. It's Mike.
Yeah, lack of communication by Bob once again.
4 o'clock, baby.
No, I'm kidding. I guess we should
slowly but
say
surely.
4 o'clock. But you know what? I've been busier than crap today. But that's okay. I'm here now.
I just had to block a user in the chat that was saying something really rude. So.
Oh no, yeah, definitely do that.
And the chat hadn't even started yet. So, yeah, we're
a lot of haters lately.
Yes, and I don't know why, because we're offering them the best value. OddsJam is not only a betting source of for lines and what have you, but we're also a media company, okay? And this is what we're doing here, the three of us. This is producing content being media. So we do our best. Hope that you like what we do. All right, we got to very quickly take a look at what's happening right now, guys, because we got the U.S. Open, and I dumped some money on Morikawa this morning, Steve, because I couldn't figure out why I didn't have a bet on him at all.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I dumped some on him this morning. He's now -4. Dahmen is in the lead at -5. Morikawa's through 14. He's -4, along with Lingmerth and Brian Harman. God, and I almost wanted to put some money on Harman. I put some money on Scotty Scheffler this morning too. He is now -3, along with Nick Hardy and John Rahm. Let's not forget the Open champion from last year, and the Aaron Wise. And then we've got our boy Sam Burns, Fitzpatrick, Hadwin, Naismith, Buckley, Taryn, Patrick Rogers, and McIlroy, and Schenk. Didn't even think about him. All at -2. DeFew, Bradley, and Hostler at -1. And then a host of others at even, including, you better watch him. What did I say? He either misses the cut or he's going to be in the top 20. And there's Brooks Koepka right there. All right, Steve, your thoughts as we are right now on this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Morikawa was, he was high in the model. He was the seventh rated player. I just didn't think he was a great course fit because actually, that was stupid. He is a good course fit, obviously. In hindsight, I'm a little bit annoyed because, there's probably only a handful of guys who could truly win this tournament, right? Like it's very top heavy.
Right.
So, wasting units on like was dumb. Berger, or I didn't do Berger, but or even Lowry. I mean, Lowry was a huge disappointment. Lowry missed the cut.
Right.
And that's going to cost me money just in top 20s that are just losers now. So that was annoying. I took a risk in fading Rory. Was really pissed off about that after round one, but I don't think he's going to win. I don't know.
So let me ask you this real quick.
If I had to pick one right now, I would pick Rahm. So
okay, and I'm with you on Rahm. But here, let me ask you this. Okay, so when you're betting a major tournament like this, and you go through 2 rounds, even through round one, don't you still have to look for value somewhere along the line of players that, because you know what, for the first time that I can remember, DraftKings actually, you could bet top 20 and top 30 while the tournament was being played. And last year you couldn't do that, right?
Yeah. So you could do it all season, but last year you couldn't. So, you can do that. And I'm a real sicko. I watch it by having my computer with the DraftKings live odds and the fucking tournament. So
right.
I'm watching the tournament and the odds the entire time. But yeah, I mean, if you can do that, I think, there's a lot of value there. Like, for example, like what I like to do is, maybe if there was a guy who, I kind of like top 20, but he was like a high variance player. So I want to see how he would do.
Right.
Like I felt Zalatoris was like that. I got him top 20, maybe plus, 140 or something like that. And now he's minus 110. I mean, but he's shaky.
Well, his putting's shaky.
Exactly.
That's the thing that worries me about him. He can strike the ball. There's no two ways about it. We got one comment from Jordan. Jordan's here. Let's go, Brooks. Yeah, let's go.
Made the cut. Yeah, made the cut. How about this? A bomb will just drop. There's going to be 4 PGA guys who are joining the LIV in the Poland tournament. Morikawa, which is shocking.
Oh, that's
Brooks,
very shocking.
Which is not shocking at all.
No, I'm
Xander and Hovland. So if that's true, but this Twitter account said, Bryson was going and so it's been pretty spot on. And, if that happens, now it's not just old has-beens like Phil, who gives a shit,
right.
Who's going to the LIV. Now, if it's like, multiple time major champions are leaving, I think the PGA is going to have an issue on its hands. So I hope that's not true. It probably is. I think the PGA is just going to have to eventually, though, just, swallow its pride and allow the players to play in both because.
All right. Mike, what do you think about that real quick? I mean, you agree with that?
Oh, no doubt. 100%. And, I'm really surprised with Koepka. Jordan was talking about it. You and Randall had discussed how you didn't think there was going to be any in between. It was either bad or really good. And yet here we are, kind of the opposite of that, aren't we?
Well, no, he's in the contention. Don't be surprised if he's not top 10 before this tournament's over with. He's won 2 U.S. Opens.
Well, see, that would be a good live bet. So, I mean, what you obviously don't want to do is take, Burns top 10 minus 110 when you could have had him at plus 200. But, Brooks plus 260. I almost even like JT top 10 plus 200. He played awful today, but the thing is, I mean, he's only going to be, 4 or 5 strokes max back. And, it's the U.S. Open. I mean, you saw it with Rory. I mean, did you see that? Rory hit it in the rough. It took him 3 shots to get it out.
Right.
He almost tripled. He drained like a 15-footer to save double bogey, which was actually huge.
Okay. Never was there a bigger double bogey putt.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, one hole can literally cost you the championship. So, no lead's safe. And, JT, I don't know. I mean, he went off late yesterday. He went off early today. This was his chance. But, he came out and he doubled, and he didn't really recover from it.
Right.
I'll tell you what, Seamus Power, he's on the cusp. I mean, we have him plus 330. But, him to finish in the top 20 is plus 190, and he's been playing pretty well. So those are some live bets that I would like if I didn't have it. And like there's just a big fluctuation. So you're right. I mean, I think there's value in live bets for sure. If you like a guy, like I kind of like, I don't like Brooks, but I could see, that.
So I watched a press conference today. By the way, Jordan says these old school golf guys running the PGA are the worst.
Yeah, they are.
I was talking to Jordan today. Yeah, I did. I did, Steve. I was listening to Koepka today, and Koepka was sidestepping. He got really irritated with a question about the Live Tour, because, and I knew at that moment, by the way he was reacting,
that he's going to join it.
He's going, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All these guys who, like JT and like Rory came out and said, like, we're against it. No one else said they were against it. Even Morikawa was speaking out both sides of his mouth. I mean,
right.
And you could just tell that Brooks is going to do it because, like, they said a 4-time major champion winner is going to join. I mean, that's Brooks.
That's Brooks. That's it.
Yeah, that's Brooks.
Well, the hell with him and his muscular body. I don't care anymore. All right, Mike, Steve, let's go back to last night's game. The Golden State Warriors are NBA champions, Mike, and Steph Curry is the MVP. And Mike, Steve, there was never a more deserving guy. I know you guys don't like the way he chews on his mouthpiece. I know you don't like this, but I loved it, and it made me a ton. I went 0-3 in baseball, and I went 7-0 in one game in the NBA last night, and it made me a shit ton of money. I love the Golden State Warriors. They are probably my favorite team of all time now.
I mean, I got to say that just tremendous bankroll management to have that much riding on one game. I mean, congratulations. But I'm happy.
That could have really went the opposite direction, Bob, and you would have been. You'd been just going nuts, man.
Yeah, but the plus 360 for minus 7.5. That plus 360 helped out a ton.
I mean, and how about my theory? The betting each team minus 9.5.
Yeah,
I love that.
Golden.
Went
and whatever team you like to win that particular game, minus 9.5 was with ease. Truth be told, I mean,
exactly.
Let's face it,
not a single close game. I was an idiot. I bet the Celtics. That was actually probably my first bad play of the playoffs. The only one that I actually regret. I thought, the Celtics, I mean, they played so poorly in game 5, they can't play that poorly again. But the Warriors just figured them out, and, the moment was too big for that young team. Tatum was either injured or just,
I want to give you an analysis from my wife's friend, who's we were at their house last night, and it was her birthday, and we're watching the game. And she's talking about, she said, the team in white, they don't pass the ball. The other team passes the ball. Everything, guys, in that whole series was one-on-one. Either Tatum or, Brown or Smart or whoever. They were always trying to play one-on-one. And if you watch the Warriors, there's 3 or 4 passes. A couple of times it felt like Bobby Knight was coaching.
Yeah, well, the biggest problem, though, was turnovers. I mean, my God, it comes down to the Celtics don't have a point guard. I mean, if Marcus Smart is your point guard, you're not winning shit. I'm sorry.
Now, if Marcus Smart is coming off the bench for you as your backup point guard, you're in a real good shape. But, as far as your guy to run the team to win an NBA Finals, clearly they have a lot of talent, which is why they're here. But there's no doubt that they are a quarterback, so to speak, for their offense away from really truly being a champion. And that will be something that will be interesting to watch because, again, they are desperately needing it.
Jake Turtle, John Stamos knew Warriors would win Fun Finals. John Stamos.
I mean, I got a sense. I can't, I had a sense of it, but I had to go with what I anticipated last night, and that was the series would go 7. I expected the Celtics to win. And the worst case scenario is that's the end of it. And I miss out on another game to bet and it was some money, but we did fine in the finals. It was good. It was fun and we made money. So that's the great thing and good.
We all made money.
Bets we picked up during these finals.
Yes.
So yeah,
we all made money in these finals. That 100%. Was the fun part. The fun part was betting multiple unders because you just knew they were going to friggin' hit. You know,
I mean, Celtics couldn't score for their life the last 3 games.
And the turnovers just careless and some of the plays that just dumb, terrible, terrible.
I mean, like they jumped out to that nice lead, and next thing you know, it was a 21-0 run. I mean, how does it happen at home? I mean, and Ime Udoka, he's made great adjustments all series. I like him as a coach, but God, what a moronic decision to just sit your best players. Like, they got to play 44 minutes. It's the finals.
Yeah, 100%.
Dr. Sniper Man, what was going on with Clay? Clay just getting Clay. Clay,
good for him. He bounced back. My Grizz are in his head. Do you see what that little bitch said? He quoted a tweet from Jaren Jackson from 5 months ago in his post-game presser. It really pissed him off that much that not only did he remember it, but he mentioned it. And all that Jackson said was strength and numbers after they beat him. But he's, Grizzlies. And actually, we can do a quick look at next year. So there's 4 teams that are co-favorites to win. Guess who they are? Obviously, Celtics, Warriors, but who else?
Nets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and gosh darn it.
I wouldn't have guessed this team.
I just read this today. I can't remember. Tell me.
Clippers.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. I did see the Clippers are at. Yeah.
I mean, I guess Paul George and Kawhi being healthy, but give me Mavericks 19-1 or Grizzlies 14-1. Mavs just got Christian Wood.
They grabbed Christian Wood. That's it. I mean, it's clear to me they're looking to win. They're not looking. They're immediately. They haven't wasted any time.
And if they re-sign, they'll be good to go.
When Luka Doncic turns into Dirk Nowitzki, then we'll be talking about
a different player than Dirk.
I don't care what kind of player he is. It's the leadership that he did not show.
Okay, I agree with that.
He wimped out. You can't do that. I wouldn't want to play with him. And if I was the coach, I'd be on his ass for that kind of stuff. I would. I'm old school in that case. Right, Mike? I coached. Be on his ass. All right. We got the Stanley Cup finals, so thank goodness for that. We don't have anything on tap for tonight in that regard, but tomorrow night, and I'm going to share my screen because I do want to look at a couple things. All right. So let's look at where the line is at. Now this has moved down to plus 135. It was at plus 140 this morning. Okay. Plus 129, the perfect line for the Avalanche. This has moved down to minus 150. Minus 154 this morning was as good as you can get. So I'm thinking that probably before game time, and I don't know when you bet the Avalanche the other day, but I'm betting that's what happened because the game opened up for Tampa Bay at plus 130. Yeah. So, but early on, it was definitely high. And evidently, there's going to be more money on the Avalanche. The number on the total is still 6. With the under and the over both basically, normal juice. Okay, so there's nothing there on the total. You're not going to bet the puck line.
No,
because you're not going to get any value if you take the Avalanche. You get value, but I don't think anybody.
I don't want to lay.
I don't win by 2 goals.
Well, here's where I've gone with this. I've been comparing this to a couple of things. I was either looking at this as similar to the Toronto series that Tampa Bay played, because Colorado is such a high-scoring team like Toronto, was as good as there is in the NHL. or I was going to compare it to the Colorado Blues series because those are the only two games the Avalanche had lost. Well, so far, it appears to me we got another game one like Colorado and the Blues. Game one goes to overtime. Colorado kind of blows a lead where it looks like maybe it's going to, even in that game one with the Blues looked like maybe they'd steal it in overtime. They didn't. Colorado does well, gets the game like they should have. They outplayed them like they did the Blues. Now we're going into game two. And is this going to be similar where Tampa Bay wins game two and we go back to Tampa Bay tied 1-1 and then we get a split in Tampa?
So let me show you.
That's what I think happens.
Let me show you.
I'm starting to think that could happen. My worry is again, you're betting against Colorado at home though, and how they're very good at home. But
let me show you. Hold on. The Blues beat them twice at home, so throw that out the door.
Yeah, that is true. Yes, and the only reason that's worth mentioning is because that's the only games Colorado's lost in the playoffs, right? And Tampa Bay is sort of a similar team. It's obvious that game one with Colorado wasn't like Toronto. Toronto smacked Tampa Bay 5-0. This was a similar game like with what they had with the Blues, where Colorado pretty well dominated the game. Then they blow the lead, goes to overtime, but Colorado takes care of business. They win game one. Now I feel like we're looking at a game two where we may be going 1-1 here.
Okay, so your analysis and my analysis are completely different. Colorado controlled the game in the first period. From then on, it was a dead even game. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was a dead even game. Second, third period, even in the overtime. But I'm going to show you.
Hey, their head coach, Tampa Bay's head coach, said the better team won tonight. The team that should have won.
I know he did. Okay, that's fine. Let me tell you where I'm going with this game. I'm leaning heavily towards this, and you guys are going to laugh at me. But I'm thinking that the play for me is Tampa Bay minus 1.5.
Wow.
I'm serious.
The play that I like,
man,
I like Tampa Bay over 2.5 goals. That's what I like.
Okay, I like that for sure.
But maybe if that hits, maybe that hits, because I just retweeted it. There's this guy Ralph Michaels. He's like a stat guy. He posts a lot of cool stats. He actually works for a company that we don't like, but I'll overlook that. I've actually talked to him before. He's a cool guy. But anyway, NHL Stanley Cup situation. When road team loses game one, game two has gone under 11 or 10 out of the last 11 times.
Good.
So,
I thought I liked the more I've thought on it, I don't think we're going to have a big high scoring game here in game two. I think we're going to go back to the traditional.
I could see. I like Tampa to score 3. So maybe it's 3-1. Maybe it's
3-1.
That's exactly.
We're in good shape.
That's exactly the score that I'm telling you right now, guys. That's why I'm
3-1 an empty netter.
Yeah. You know what? 3-1 empty netter. I can get behind that.
Yeah. It was 2-1 Tampa Bay, and then they get an empty netter. I think I like that as well.
Very well could happen. So,
but just know, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of value we get on Colorado game 3 if this is tied 1-1 on the road. Because I really think I like Colorado game 3 if they lose game 2 for sure. I mean, obviously, if Colorado wins tonight, I do expect Tampa Bay. I can't imagine they'll lose game 3.
All right, Andre Martinez.
What were the plays? I didn't
hate to throw off track, but I just tailed Matt with the 4-leg parlay in UFC tomorrow. What y'all think? And I would have to defer to Steve. And I did not see what Matt played. Did you?
No, I did. Can you share what he played?
Let me see share his plays with us. Let us know.
Steve's there you go.
They call him UF Steve for a reason. He is the UFC guy.
Andre, we haven't looked at that yet. We've been really busy today. Share what the 4-leg parlay is, and we'll let Steve take a look at it and see what he thinks. Now, we do have – all right, hang on here, because we actually made a bet in the bet tracker the other day. Steve, if you remember, we put it in there, and I've already bet this. I just got to find the damn thing because it was the other day, and that is it was the Kelly and Yanez fight under 2.5 rounds, which was a positive EV the other day at plus 105. And you said you liked that the other day.
Yeah, I think Giannis gets a finish. Yeah, he's finished, I think, 3 of his last 4 fights, so I like that.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Court McGee versus Jeremiah Wells, no on the distance. Okay. That's one play.
Okay.
Kevin Holland versus Tim means yes on the distance. Tim means yes on the distance. Okay. Now I'm waiting for more. That's 2 legs. You have to type faster, Andre. Donald Cerrone versus Joe Lazan. Yes on the distance.
I definitely don't like that.
Okay.
No, I don't like that at all. I mean, they're probably plus EV props, which, more power to you if that's how you bet.
Right.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I'd have to see the odds.
Josh.
Oh, no. Hell no.
Emmett
No.
money line plus
No.
200.
No. Save your money and don't bet that parlay. Or if you already bet it, I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. Okay, we've got positive EV. We don't bet a ton of US Steve positive EV plays. But we do some. And I'm going to share my screen again. I always confer with Steve on these plays. What do you think? Because he knows more about the sport than I do. Here is this one here with the Kelly versus Giannis under 2.5 rounds this Saturday. The following in a couple of weeks, we have this, and this happened with the Matthews line, which I caught at plus 140 early, and what it closed at like minus
110 or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then we've got this Duplay and Tavares, which is 2 weeks from now, and it's already been on the money line for Duplay. See how I got that name right? Plus 110.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Those are the kinds of plays that we look for in UFC fights. It's under insurance, so if I lose, I get it back. Well, yeah, that's true. But what are you getting it back with? A free bet?
Exactly.
Oh yeah. So if it's a free bet, I like that because you want to go for value. I mean, I would prefer Qatar by decision. That's plus 150 rather than Emmett, who, I mean, if you're going to take Emmett, you may as well just take him to win by KO because that's the only way he's going to win.
What did you tell me before, Steve? I had a parlay and it was risk free, and you were questioning one of the legs after it was over, and I'm like, well, it was risk free. You said, well, yeah, but don't you want to win it? That's what you told me.
Yeah, exactly.
So who cares whether it's risk free or not? If you got a bad leg, change it.
Right.
If Steve's got a solution, listen to him because they don't call him US Steve for nothing. Although when him and I get together, it's on. I'm gonna go Dick the Bruiser on him.
My gosh.
I mean, what you can do, like, I think all those legs are fine. Besides, I mean, I don't like the Emmett play at all. So, you could rather than buy out now, because you'd lose the ability to do risk free again. I would just wait and see if those other legs hit, which I think they have a decent chance of. And then, if that's the case, you could just take Qatar money line or even, take him by decision because.
Well, I don't think he's placed the bet yet. That's why he's asking. He wants to know what we think. And
so I mean, if you haven't placed the bet, replace the Emmett money line one with what Steve said, and you're golden. Or at least a good shot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Emmett could get the KO, but I mean, Qatar's an absolute beast, and I mean, in his last fight, he just picked apart Chiquise, who's 10 times the fighter Emmett is. And Emmett's coming off a pretty brutal, I think, KO loss. So, I don't know. I don't.
Okay. All right, we're gonna get to the closing line. We got to close this show out, so I'm gonna start this off. All right, this is going to be a pretty heavy duty critique of myself. I have bet over 500 college basketball games live this year, and over 800 and something hockey bets. Now I've won a lot of them. That's a lot of keeping track of. And then I followed that same course through the NBA playoffs, which at times screwed me, but at times, I did fine. But I'm gonna make a statement here. I think that at times I tried to bet too much, and I'm giving people advice on the phone about how they go after positive EV plays, and they're playing all these plays and they're not winning. Well, you know what? You're betting too much. Well, you know what? I'm betting too much. So I'm gonna make a new lease on life, and I'm gonna back off how many bets I make per night, in order to and maybe raise my unit up and make
that's the route to go.
I
tell a lot of people that too on the phone, and they I placed like 30 or 35 bets today, and
I don't do that many.
Man, that's a lot of bets.
So
that's
my closing line.
Now, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money to be made, but that's a lot of money to lose too, and that's a lot of bets.
Right. My closing line is
I can't bet that many in a day.
My closing line is I'm going to be a changed man. All right, there you go. All right, Steve, give me a closing line.
Yep, I'm gonna say my UFC. This UFC card's pretty damn weak. There's a lot of just heavy favorites. But the main event, Qatar's minus 200, so really no value in him on the money line. But I do like him a lot to win by decision. So fire.
Okay. Win by decision. There you go. Mike, closing line.
Yeah, Bob, I got screwed by the Milwaukee Brewers yesterday in that Mets game. They came back and won. It was looking really pretty. Ended up going 3-2 in MLB. Wasn't too happy with that after a 3-0 start. So Milwaukee, look, you can get a minus 115 on the money line against Cincinnati. I know it's at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's been playing better. Hunter Green's on the mound. He strikes out a lot of games, but he's got an over 5-run ERA. So 5.10. So, Hunter Green gives up a lot of runs. Lauer's pitching for Milwaukee. I'll take the value for Milwaukee at minus 115 on the money line. And I think you need to get to that bet now.
All right, there you go. The closing line, that's it for us, guys. OddsJam TV. Hell, Steve booked.
Steve's a busy man. That's why y'all need to appreciate it.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for helping with the live bet last night. Gentlemen, thank you all. Take care. Andre, thank you for being here. All right. Mike and I are going to be back in an hour for last minute betting. You don't want to miss this because we're about to go toe to toe, baby. See ya.